Hello there and welcome to Podcaster Plus, the podcast offering tips and tricks to simplify and automate your podcast. Find all the episodes at podcasterplus.com/show. Today, we're tackling a question many podcasters may ask at the beginning of their journey. What are the 5 top tips for anybody just starting out? As always, I'm going to divide this podcast up into various different sections, and here are my 5 different sections. The first one is define your niche and target audience. Before you even think about recording equipment, you need to have a clear idea and a clear vision. What specific topic will your podcast be about? Don't try to be everything to everybody. Instead, focus on a niche, a specific area of interest within a broader topic. This will help you attract a dedicated audience and establish your podcast's unique identity. Once you've defined your niche, identify your target audience. Who are you trying to reach? Understanding their demographics, interests, and listening habits will inform your content strategy and marketing efforts. Think about their age, location, profession, and what it is that they're looking for in a podcast. The more specific you are, the better you can tailor your content to resonate with them. Section 2. Plan your content strategy. Having a solid content strategy is pretty crucial. Don't just start recording episodes randomly. Create a content calendar outlining your episode topics, guests, if that's applicable, and release schedule. This will ensure consistency and help you stay organized. Consider different episode formats. So, for example, you might do interviews, solo shows, discussions, perhaps some storytelling to keep your content fresh and engaging. Remember, consistency is key to building an audience. Regular uploads keep your listeners engaged and coming back for more. A consistent schedule also helps with search engine optimization, otherwise known as SEO, and discoverability on podcast platforms. Okay, number 3, invest in quality audio. Your podcast audio quality is fairly paramount. Listeners will quickly abandon a show with poor audio, regardless of how great the content is. Invest in a good microphone, headphones, and recording software, and you do not need the top-of-the-line equipment to start, but ensure that your audio is crisp, clear, and free of background noise. Learn basic audio editing techniques to remove any unwanted sounds or improve the overall sound quality, and there are many free and paid resources available to help you master audio editing. So the next section, promote your podcast. Creating great content is really only half the battle. You need to actively promote your podcast to reach a wider audience. Utilizing social media, email marketing, guest appearances on other people's podcasts to spread the word. These are all good ideas. Engage with your listeners on social media. Respond to comments and messages and build a community around your show. Consider running contests, possibly giveaways, to incentivize listeners to share your podcast with their friends. Remember, word of mouth marketing is pretty powerful. And the last section is number 5, patience and persistence. Building a successful podcast takes time and effort. I know you know this. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight. Consistency is key, and it's important to stay patient and persistent in your efforts. Track your podcast's performance using analytics tools to identify what's working and what's not. Remember to use this data to refine your content strategy and marketing efforts. Podcasting is a marathon, not a sprint. Celebrate your milestones along the way and keep learning and growing as a podcaster. And don't forget to forgive yourself if it doesn't always work out. So there you go. That's what I've got for you this time around. Thank you very much for tuning into the Podcaster Plus podcast. Remember to check out the show notes for links to resources mentioned in this podcast at podcasterplus.com/show. And we will see you next time for some more tips and tricks to simplify and automate your podcast.